Texas is at a political standstill this afternoon with more than 50 Democratic state lawmakers out of the state to avoid voting on new redistricting maps. The proposed maps would almost entirely give Republicans, would certainly give Republicans 5 additional U.S. House seats in the 2026 midterms. With Republicans holding the majority in the Texas legislature, the maps are expected to pass if lawmakers can vote on them. But under Texas law, at least 100 members must be present for the legislature to do business. Until those Democrats return, nothing moves forward. The Democratic State Representative Rafael Anchia is among them. He joins me now. We got to know each other the last time something like this happened in Texas, and you, Texas legislators, again, showed us the roadmap on how you fight back against this. So welcome back to the show, and thank you for being with us.
It's good to be with you. Happy Sunday, Ali.
Thank you. Talk to me about what's going on right now. This is a remarkable up and down roller coaster of a story. They're coming at you guys hard. Your attorney general is looking for you. Apparently, the FBI is looking for you. You got fines that are going to start accumulating, and you are away from your families and out of state.
Well, look, despite the threats, we remain undeterred, and we remain committed to American democracy, and that's what this is all about. There have been bomb threats. Our disgraced and indicted and impeached attorney general has come after us. There have been visits to our homes from DPS troopers, civil arrest warrants. We are not focused on that. We're focused on making sure that Donald Trump does not come into Texas to try to steal 5 seats and the midterm elections. And he wants to do it on the backs of black and brown people in Texas, and he wants to do it by violating the Voting Rights Act. And that's why we broke quorum.
Let me talk about what has to happen here. You all have been tireless. We talk to you on every show, and you're out there. And this is part of the idea that if you're going to fight, you got to fight. But this can only go on for so long. You've got the support of the Illinois governor. You've got Gavin Newsom on your side. You got Kathy Hochul on your side. This is going to. You've got other people who have to pick up the fight so that you can eventually go home and do whatever business you need to do in the Texas legislature. What has to happen for the next step to take place?
Look, we knew when we broke quorum that the governor had the ability to call special session after special session. We knew that going in, but that was not the issue. Our goal was to do a couple things. Number one, start sending delegations to meet with blue state governors to talk about protecting our democracy. They are the last line of defense for America. We went to these governors and we asked them to consider using the tools at their disposal to counteract what Donald Trump and Greg Abbott were trying to do in Texas. That is underway, and I know you saw Gavin Newsom's announcement last Friday with one of our delegations that he plans to counteract what Texas is doing. And then finally, we wanted to engage the American people. I mean, American people needed to see people fighting for our democracy and acting in a way that was counter to this power grab from Donald Trump. And then finally, to change the national conversation. And if you look at the polling on this, you've got Republicans, independents, and Democrats in large percentages against mid-decade redistricting. In fact, if you want to punctuate it, look at what just happened in Washington, where blue state Republicans have now gone to Speaker Mike Johnson and filed a bill. They've said end mid-decade redistricting because they know it is going to be a problem for them personally, and they know it's a problem for America. Republicans understand what's going on. Independents understand what's going on. And Democrats, of course, are united to try to stop this rigging of the elections by Donald Trump.
Okay, so I'm glad you roadmapped that for me to help me understand what you all have tried to do and what is. And I would say on a couple of these points, you've succeeded very well. The last part remains, how do you activate the rest of us, America, to say this is existential? This is not a Texas fight. It's just not. It's happening in Texas, but it's about your Congress in the United States of America that you're going to end up like Hungary or Turkey or India, places where things are rigged, even though there are elections.
Well, it's completely normal for the executive branch to try to remove members of the legislative branch, for them to try to have their political opponents arrested, for them to try to steal elections in Venezuela or Cuba or some other authoritarian nation. But this is America. right? And we need to let people know that the precipice is not that far, and Texas Democrats are ready to put up that wall and fight. Part of doing that is being on shows like this, Ali, and thank you for having me on this Sunday. We need to make sure that people understand what is at stake here. My parents are immigrants, right? My father grew up in fascist Spain. My mother from Mexico grew up with one-party rule, right? During her childhood. And so we came to America not just for the economy, but for what America represents. America is the paragon of democracy and freedom, and that is worth fighting for, and people need to understand that.
I asked this question of your colleagues, and I ask it a lot, and my viewers must think I'm dumb because I keep asking it, but I really don't have a good answer to it yet. John Cornyn said that he called Kash Patel, who said that he's going to send, like, FBI agents to find you. I mean, none of this makes sense. First of all, we all know where you are. Secondly, why is John Cornyn calling Kash Patel? Why is Kash Patel taking that call? And when did the FBI become a force for hire when you need to, like, find people that apparently have not committed any federal crime?
Yeah, we've committed no crime at all. In fact, even the arrest warrants that we have out for us are civil arrest warrants. We are simply using our constitutional rights that are not only state constitution, federal constitution, but we're also using the House rules that has very clear quorum requirements, right? So none of this is being done outside of the norm. What you do have is a lot of Republicans trying to beat their chest. You have some people running for their life in a Senate race. Ken Paxton, as you know, has done such a bad job as Attorney General that he wants to be promoted to the U.S. Senate. And that is causing a lot of elected officials to talk tough. In the end, the FBI has no jurisdiction in this case. No crimes have been committed, and we think it's a lot of bluster. But we're working with our security detail to make sure that we're safe.
Let me talk to you about that a little bit, because we know, as you said, DHS people have been going to people's houses, relatives of some of your colleagues. There's a harassment campaign. Aside from the fact that you're exiled, I mean, you're not in your homes. Nobody enjoys staying in hotels when you could be staying at home, or whatever the case is. How does this feel for you and your colleagues? This is tough stuff.
Well, I'm the veteran of the prior 2021 quorum break, so I understand what's at stake. All Democrats went into this knowing that there would be threats, that there would be consequences, and that people were going to be coming at us in very aggressive ways. I reiterate the bomb threat that we experienced not that long ago. We're still undeterred, Ali. This is too important. We are united, we're together, and we're making sure that we stay focused on the people of America and ensuring that we have an American democracy that we can be proud of.